Yay! Boom! Pow! Time to paint. Time to stop dancing like a crazy person. Hello, weirdos and malafolks. Hey, what's up, McBluff? Long time no see. Hello, everyone. I am Doug, also known as Guslato and Top Doug Designs, and I am here today to keep on painting my Vitagi Huntsman. So yeah, how was everyone's weekend? It's been like 80 years since I've seen you, McBluff. It's been a long time. I've been sad the entire time. So yeah, working at my Vitagi Huntsman to hunt up a turkey for me. So those of you who've tuned in before or haven't tuned in before, this guy is first one I've finished off there. And he is ready just for basing. I've started the basing work on him. I need to add in, let me grab one of these, little bit of my, doing some long grass here. It's awkward as I'm holding that up. So this is going to have, some long grass that just kind of goes around him, frames him nicely. So going to be doing that. And those are some custom long grass tufts that I make. And so he just needs that. And then I'm planning on doing it because it's a hollow base there. I'm going to add in a little bit of water effects after those are glued down and a little bit of painting on it. So this dude pretty much finished, other than basing, obviously. So we're going to be moving on to Spear Dude and the lovely Lady Vitagi Huntsman. So first thing I'm going to do, just so in case I get really done with him, is I'm going to go here. I put down the first coat of metallics on her there. When it comes to the metallics, I like to do the really dark steel. And then I'm doing a Vortex Shaker goes brrr. Doing a little bit of Nuln Oil on those there. And so I'm just going to put a little bit of that onto the metallics. Helps give that some shade without the it getting too bright. So let's grab that. I really just do a very tiny kind of a, I've heard it described as pin washing. Just using a very small amount. Just to kind of reestablish those shadows a little bit. Just because a lot of times the metallics tend to be a little bit more opaque. And if you thin them down all that much, they really lose a lot of their properties. So if you've watched me paint it all, I tend to do glazes over a zenithal. It's kind of more what my style is. And so that means that when I'm doing metallics, I can lose a little bit of that pre-shading on them. I'm just going through and reestablishing the shades on the metallics. And actually, so because I'm going to be painting her cloak because it's got a bear head there, I want to paint it like a polar bear. So I'm actually going to come in here and just do a little bit of a wash over this. I mean, it's already, zenithal. But I'm just kind of deepening the shadows a little bit more on it. So it'll give me a little bit more room to head to the highlights. And really just kind of want this to be thin, very thin. Added a little bit of water to it there. Thin on there, just kind of deepening the shadows so that I've got a little more room to go up to the highlight without it just looking completely gray. I mean, ultimately, whenever you're painting whites or blacks, kind of painting in shades of gray, you want it to finally land at a white or a black color as opposed to looking like it's, oh yeah, it's gray. You want it to go, oh, that's white with shadows to it. So got all of her metallics and that white there shaded. So I'm going to set her aside, let that dry. And let's see where we are on Spear Dude. Alrighty. So Spear Dude, I believe it is time that I start hitting up the hitting him up with other colors here. I'm going to do the cloak there. So to start the cloak out, I'm actually going to do a little dry brush on him there. It's a good way to help establish the fur a little bit more. So I dry brush it, and then I go back and I highlight it a little bit more. Let's grab that one. Yeah, I think that'll be a good one for a dry brush in this one. Oh yeah, and so these dry brushes are actually a makeup brushes. Let me show you. And I found they give a nice, subtle dry brush. And anytime I dry brush, I always go back and then crisp it up with a at the very least hitting the edges. So I'm using, and ultimately for the look of the thing here, I like to use reference for this stuff. So let's go to my painting reference file and turn up the brightness. And that is what I'm using for my painting reference from that. So definitely very reddish looking, reddish brown for that. I need to go with a little bit more black there. Probably not going to do the full on white face there. We'll see. So I need to actually go in and I'm going to hit that area. I'm actually going in and hitting the main area with the black shade, just to establish those shadows a little bit there. There we go. Alrighty. All right. So I'm going to be doing here now. Just clean off that dry brush a little bit there. And okay, so I haven't really hit his need to go back and I think brighten up his metals a little bit. Now the polished silver. Go. That is alrighty. So got those little bits done there. I think I'm going to actually hit him with a little bit of do a little flesh work on him here. So where are we at? So tan shadow. I believe that is where we need to be with him. So here we go. Tan shadow time. Let's open up. Let's see how that looks. Oh man. I am so excited for the release of those big large scale models that I want up my painting game for those too. But if you ever judge yourself by Angel's painting, oh man, he is a painting robot, and I mean that in a good way. Hey, what's up? We got haunted. How you doing, man? I'm doing well. Just keeping on going with my Vitagi Huntsman here. Really enjoying these Vitagi Huntsman models. They're fun models. Got a lot of good detail to them. They got a lot of different textures. I enjoy something where I got fur, I got skin tones, I got a little bit of everything going on with this guy. It's lots of fun. So lots of room to have fun with this model, and I love it. Let's make sure I'm not getting into the camera with my noggin. Number one brush. So, Haunted, it looked like you were doing a bunch of work on your Tide collar over the weekend, right? Yeah, I didn't end up getting to tune in. I was running a tournament all day on Saturday, and then Sunday finally got around to going to see Dune, and then did board games with some good friends. I really enjoyed it. Um, I've read the first book in the series. Haven't read the other ones. I've heard that the books after Dune. I've heard they can get a little weird, or that it kind of feels like it takes it into entirely another direction. Let's be honest. Like you can read just Dune, and it feels complete. Hey, Octobit, how you doing? I have not. Dune is the only book by Herbert I've ever read. I kind of figure if it's success, I mean, obviously Dune One was successful enough. They're making Dune Part Two, but if they keep being, successful enough, they'll obviously make the rest in the series, just because that's the way it goes. So long as there's money to be made, the studio will make it. Is what we've come to see. But it took I mean, it took them a long time to get this Dune movie made. Because I think part of it is because there was that one really, really and the really, really I mean, there was the really, really bad original Dune movie with Kyle MacLachlan, which was a rough interpretation of the book. That's the only way you could describe it. Yeah, God, but it's a really, really rough interpretation. Same. And then I've seen a whole bunch on there was the faded version of Dune where they had H.R. Giger doing production design for it. And that one that the one version that never got made. That one would have been awesome. But I think it was how that thing was ended up being ended up being very expensive and then never happened. I think that's what kept the Dune that came out. I think that's what kept any studios from ever touching Dune for a very, very long time. Was the history of that one. All right. Right, right. It being, exactly. Now, a new show that I'm excited to see, which actually influenced Dune. That I didn't realize it came out already, but it's on. I guess it's on Apple TV, which is probably why I didn't know that it came out already. Yeah, Wheel of Time that's coming out this week, but no, Wheel of Time didn't influence. Okay, it influenced modern fantasy. I think Wheel of Time's a little bit overrated. I mean, I'm excited to see the show. I think that book series is honestly a little bit overrated. I mean, oh my gosh. I love Stormlight Archives and anything written by Brandon Sanderson. I am a Cosmere junkie. But we'll get that back to that in a second. But no, the new TV show that I'm really, really excited that honestly it influenced Dune that just came. Apparently, it's out already. Didn't realize this, but it's on Apple TV. Foundation. And that is a classic, almost one of those ones that is sort of a lost classic. Yeah, Asimov. That, but it's honestly kind of almost a deep cut in the world of sci-fi because it's influenced so much. But it was around, God, I think that was written in the 50s, maybe. Oh yeah, I'll let you know. I just found out yesterday that it had already gone. That it apparently had gone live. So I've been eagerly anticipating it, and then I forgot that to double check when it went live. Oh, okay, yeah, it's on Netflix, right? And that's the one that's based on League of Legends, right? The animated show. Yeah, it. I haven't been felt compelled to watch it because I've never played League of Legends. No, I mean I love. I mean I studied animation, so I love animated stuff. Love, Death, and Robots is honestly um, one of my favorite things on Netflix of all times. Second season was a little disappointing, but I think it was just because it was so short. But Love, Death, and Robots, one of my favorite things. So I feel like I'm gonna have to check out Arcane at some point. But I haven't been feeling like, oh, I need to watch it now. Yeah, I'm just gonna blame COVID for Love, Death, and Robots 2 not being as awesome as it could be. That's what I blame for everything right now. It was gonna be more awesome, but then COVID. Yeah, but the issue though with some of that stuff is the file sizes there that it's not always easy to transfer between people and then render for I don't know. Who knows? So I need to go and watch. I'm excited for the launch of Wheel of Time. I'm of the opinion that well, those books, God, I love and I hate those books in that they're good books, but the middle of every single one of the Wheel of Time books is a slog. Like each book starts well and each book ends well, but the middle of them is painful. So, I mean, looking forward to the series. I think the series will do a good job of cutting out the slog. See, here's the thing: is that it doesn't really. So, my favorite author is Brandon Sanderson, and honestly, the main reason I know about Brandon Sanderson is because so my little brother is the biggest fan of Wheel of Time that I know. And then oh, please, I am a Cosmere junkie. I've read the only thing I haven't read in the Cosmere is Dawn Shard. And that was because it was an ebook only, and I hate ebooks. And I'm waiting for my copy of the physical copy. I got to get that. So please, I know. I mean, I'm a regular reader of the Coppermind wiki. Oh man, Elantris is good. So for those of you following along at home, my favorite author, as you're talking about there, is Brandon Sanderson, and he is one of the most prolific modern fantasy authors currently writing. Dude writes between 2 and 3 novels. We're talking like books this thick a year. And has multiple book series running. And the crazy thing is that all of the book series you can read standalone. But they link together. Oh yeah, Way of Kings is amazing. So all these books link together. Which is super, super awesome. Oh yeah, I'm eagerly so I started reading his Mistborn series, which I love Mistborn. And then he has there's Mistborn, the part 2 Mistborn, which is more kind of honestly takes part in an era not dissimilar from Malifaux. And so the Wax and Wayne 4-part trilogy. Yes, yes, I said 4-part trilogy. First book is more of an intro to that era and not technically part of the trilogy, and I don't know. He wrote it, you know, as a one-off, and then people loved it so much that now he's writing a full trilogy for it. Six, six, six. Ah. Okay. Multiple thing. But yeah, I will. I recommend all of Brandon Sanderson's works to pretty much everyone. So crazy thing about him. I'm assuming most of you, judging by what we're talking about here, Octobit. I'm assuming you're another Sanderson nerd as well. Do you know that he does a podcast? So so the guy is awesome. He's actually a professor of writing at Brigham Young University. And he does a podcast called Writing Excuses with a couple other professional writers. And now, while I am not a writer myself, I've heard talking to various other writers that it is a really really useful podcast if you're looking at improving your writing. Oof, I got the shaky hands today. Oh yeah, the voice artist. Okay, here's how much of a nerd I am. He still got them all done by Kate Redding and Michael Kramer, right? There we go. I'm liking that blonde hair there. Look at that. I think when I listen to the time when I listen to audiobooks the most is when I'm working out. So I usually row. I've got a nice rowing machine. I row for about 30 minutes a day, sometimes more. And like to I'm one of those people where I hate working out, but I like how I feel after I work out. Then I'm like, oh, this is awful. This is awful. This is awful. And then after I'm done, I'm like, yeah, endorphins. Like, I hate the act of working out, but I love, that endorphin rush afterwards. But so, if I listen to an audiobook while I work out, I can dissociate from what I'm physically doing and just kind of be in the world of the book. And since, I'm just rowing and not, out and about outside or something, it's safe to just kind of close my eyes and just go to town working out and listening to an audiobook. But the crazy thing with audiobooks is that I still get the same sense of I don't know, like an audiobook to me ends up working the way an actual reading book works. It sticks in my head the same way. but an ebook doesn't. I cannot stand like Kindle, reading on a Kindle or something like that. It just is not enjoyable for me. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the narrator is a big part of it, honestly. So I think one of the books where the audiobooks where the narrator really made it for me, where I'm not sure if I would have enjoyed the book with a different narrator, was Prince of Thorns by Mark Lawrence. So it's really good. It's just this really weird kind of world. He's written a couple trilogies in it now. I'm currently listening to the second trilogy in it. Well, the second trilogy he wrote in it, which happens concurrently with the first trilogy, actually. The idea behind the world is it's post-apocalyptic, and it takes place in post-apocalyptic Europe, but it's so post-apocalyptic that it's like full-on fantasy. basically mankind nuked themselves back to, medieval times. But also somehow managed to they got such advanced technology before they nuked themselves back that they effectively broke reality and made magic real through like kind of like Fallout, but all the way back to very almost Game of Thrones like. So it's kind of it's really really weird like that. And they talk about the builders who are you know the people before the apocalypse. They're talking about it's like, oh yeah, and they've got builder stone, which is concrete. Like they've got it's like, yeah, they knew how to pour concrete, and for some reason they put steel through it, so yeah, rebar, and so builder steel, aka rebar, is a highly prized commodity. And so having a sword made out of builder steel is, really, really, cool. But then there's little blips here and there of the advanced technology. I mean, the old thing where, any suitably advanced technology seems like magic. So that's kind of the way it goes. So there's advanced technology that seems like magic, and then there's actual magic because mankind managed to unlock magic through science, basically, and then blew themselves up. Very science fan. It's well. Here's the other thing: I didn't realize that it was taking place in post-apocalyptic Europe because I listened to it as an audiobook. If you have the actual book, the guy looked up a map for this and went, "Wait a minute, that's Europe." But when I was first reading it, well, when I first listening to the book, I didn't have the actual physical book, and so I didn't have the map. But literally, if you buy the actual book, like on that map overlay, you see that it's Europe. So I love that series. But the main character of so the first series is the books are called Prince of Thorns, King of Thorns, Emperor of Thorns. And so that the lead character of that is definitely your anti-hero type. And at times is really unlikable. But the narrator does a really good job with it. And so I'm not sure I would have liked that series were it not for the narrator. And so he's actually written. So I've listened to the Prince, King, and Emperor of Thorns. Um, multiple times, but got derailed on the second trilogy that he put out from that one. It's Prince of Fools, Liar's Key, Wheel of Oshheim. And so I'm in the middle of Liar's Key, which is pretty cool. So yeah, definitely worth checking out. If you like audiobooks, the guy who records it on Audible for Prince of Thorns, oh my gosh, he's just got this sardonic kind of, yeah, it sounds a little evil because let's be honest, the main character is kind of not a good person, but really, really, it's a really, really compelling book, and the narrator for that one makes it. Oh yeah, James Clamp. Yes. Oh man, it's really, really good. Under Construction. Have you read that series? See, I love his narration for it. He is just got this just evil twist to his voice. Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Huh, test, test. Yes, I can see you now. Under construction. Have you oh, oops, yeah. Nightbot. But have you read that oh yeah, I guess the test was under construction, typing, etc. Too fast. Have you read that series under construction? Well, if you enjoy stuff that, crosses the lines between science fiction and fantasy, it is a solid series. Especially if you like Audible. I love the narration of it on Audible because it makes the lead character Jorg Ankrath wonderfully unlikable. Alrighty, highlights. Oh, that's yeah. It's weird if you're listening to a series and then suddenly it's a different narrator. Ooh, evil Michael Caine. That sounds like fun. I'm totally on board for some evil Michael Caine. No audio version. Oh. Yeah, let's see. What have I been reading? I haven't actually read a book in a while. Just because I've been busy. I think the last book I read through to completion was Warzone, the most recent Dresden Files book. Which, by the way, I want to make sure keep the thread, keep the chat spoiler free for talking about books at all. But most recent book, yeah, I think the most recent book I finished was Warzone by in the Dresden Files. All right, this guy's coming along. I'm liking the flesh tones on him here. So, random question. I don't know if anyone here would know it. Maybe Play Weird. Kimberly, you might know this. Uh, does anyone know if the guy who does the Breachside broadcasts, the guy who reads the actual stories, not the announcer who introduces things, does anyone know if he reads audiobook, like narrates audiobooks at all? Because I would listen the crap out of something he read. Not the announcer. The guy who reads the actual stories. The announcer, I like him when he's doing the announcer. I do not like the commercials. But the actual story part, I can't remember the name of the guy who does that. Honestly, for the Breachside broadcast, I like the guy who, the old announcer, the guy who was had kind of the old timey radio voice. I liked him a little bit better. But we've had the consistent guy reading the actual stories. Like, is it like I think someone involved in that is named Ian, but I don't know if that's the announcer or the narrator. Like, I like the announcer when he's announcing. I don't like the commercials. Those I always flip forward through those because is what it sounds. It's drives me a little bit nuts. Alrighty, yeah, your face is looking good, hair's good. That did the staff. Let's do Eddie Gray. There we go. Ooh, need to wet my whistle. All right. Yeah, when I'm not painting on stream, I definitely have a tendency of either listening to audiobooks or podcasts or like watching movies or TV shows. There's something about that getting that little bit of distraction background going on. Ooh, go make some tea. Ooh, I like tea. Are you a tea fan under construction? Ooh, what kind of tea do you like? All right, that's coming along. Let's see. Blood red. Like black tea mostly, okay. Ooh, Lady Grey is one of my favorite. It's like Earl Grey with extra flavors to it. What are your feelings on putting a splash of milk in your tea? Yeah, I'm a big fan. I think doing Earl Grey with a little bit of milk in it, Earl or Lady Grey. is quite delightful with a little bit of dairy in it. Oh, yes. I think my favorite tea probably is Lapsang Souchong. It's have you ever heard of that one? Ooh, chili infused honey and black tea. Ooh, I gotta find some chili infused honey then. I don't tend to put honey into my tea though. I like it unsweetened. Like I like my coffee unsweetened. I like my tea unsweetened. But have you ever had Lapsang Souchong? It's a smoked black tea. I believe so. Judging by you saying you've heard of it, I'm assuming you haven't tried it. I'm a big fan. Yeah, Lapsang Souchong. Well, rubos, or however you say that, is kind of weird stuff. I think I've only had it like once or twice. Oh, that sounds interesting. Hawaiian punch tea. Interesting. Yeah, Yaopan. Oh, I'll have to try that. Do you know, is it easy to find or is it really only from a couple small vendors right now? Yeah, but I'm not gonna go out and gather it myself because I'd probably end up picking something that is poisonous and die, knowing my luck. And I don't want to die from sketchy, sketchy wild tea. Oh, well, I'll be able to find that then, hopefully. I picked up a nice, really tasty tea I've been enjoying lately from a tea vendor at Gen Con. A tea vendor called Tea and Absinthe. They had some really tasty blends. I've been drinking this stuff called, I guess, The Road So Far. It's got some blackberries, blackberry leaves in it. Um, Obviously, tea. It's a black tea, but then also some caramelized candy sugar. So it's got this kind of, caramely blackberry tea flavor to it, and it's really good. So really been enjoying that one lately. Okay. Your boots. What color did I do for the boots? Right. That's what I needed. Painting some boots. Song about painting boots. So I'm excited to get these guys painted up and get. Yeah, I really want to get this keyword painted up, get it to the table. I've had fun running Cooper when I've ran him so far. And a guy won the local tournament running Cooper. The tournament I ran on Saturday. He just ran Cooper the entire time. Because he just wanted to see what could be done. Because everyone in the area was saying that Cooper seemed a little bit underpowered. And he just wanted to see what Cooper could do. And he normally runs on Nekima or various other Neverborn. I mean, he's a big Nekima player. And he really wanted to see what Cooper could do in the hands of a really strong player. And he managed to go and win the whole thing. Yeah, I don't like that one there. Here we go. Let's do your belt. Yeah, that'll work for the belt. So has anyone else gotten any games lately? I've been having a fun time trying out the new version of Marcus with the title, or as I've been hearing referred to as Barcus. That one's been fun to play. Oh, there's a bunch of skulls there in his pack. Skulls and bones. Well, I gotta base those with some skulls then. Okay. Skull base. Xander dust. There we go. No, I don't like that color. Not that color today. What color am I going to do for this? Chestnut gold, probably a good one for that. There we go. That's what I want. There we go. That's coming along. Is that a skull up there? Yeah, that's also a skull. Ooh, what's it? Oh yeah, I saw the post for that right before I went live, so I didn't have a chance to actually read that. So got 10 Penny Dreadful Adventures, the Corey core rules, 5 expansions for just $30. Dude, what? So it's like all the Through the Breach. It feels like. What? Is that so? It's like a digital bundle, I'm assuming. Like I saw that had Kyle had posted something about that to a weird place, but I noticed that right before I went live here, so I didn't get a chance to look into that. Well, that sounds awesome. Dude, that is a crazy deal. Like that sounds like a deal like, someone let Waldo loose and he's just like, have everything, my friends. Apparently, my voice is a little weird there on that one. Silly times with Doug. Yup, yup, Alrighty. Need a sip of my iced tea. Alrighty. Well, let's see. Yeah. There we go. That's better. So, to all of my American friends out here, um, I am very excited for Thanksgiving because I love food. I mean, yeah, God. Once again, I'm turning the Play Weird Paint stream into Doug Talks About Food hour. I apologize, but I'm going to keep talking about food anyways. I like all week long. I was craving pecan pie. So I've been like, I was craving pecan pie all week long. And then I'm like, wait a minute. I'm an adult. I know. Don't tell anyone that. But yeah, I'm an adult and I'm like, oh, yeah, I I'm the one doing the grocery shopping. So I can just buy a pecan pie. So I did. It was awesome. Hey, McBluff, how was the bike ride? You came back just in time for Doug Talks Food. No bike ride, just schoolwork. I don't even know you anymore, McBluff. I don't even know you. I feel so betrayed. Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal. You've never had pecan pie. What? I love pecan pie. I mean, it is one of my all-time favorite pies. Pralines are good. See, I've never been a picky eater. Like, I literally will eat pretty much everything. But man, pecan pie so good. Gelatinous thing. You might not like pecan pie then because it's kind of got, that gelatinous goo at the bottom there, which is delicious. Okay. Ooh, shop de bone. That sounds tasty. I feel like I should learn how to make pecan pie. Can't be too difficult, right? I'm a pretty decent baker. I mean, I'm able to do. I don't have a candy thermometer. That's one thing I should get. I'm assuming you need that for the goo. Okay, so that's good to know before I go and try to just do make pecan pie. Just dive in headlong. Yeah, it's something I don't have. I'm definitely gonna have a big old slice of pecan pie once we're done here. Yeah, so I think I saw a an Elton Brown recipe on it. Like because I'm a huge fan of Elton Brown and Good Eats. I could swear he did that on an episode one time. Yeah, super good tutorials. I've got all three of the Good Eats cookbooks. So I cook a lot of stuff out of those. I mean, ultimately, recipes are, guidelines. And I mean, whenever I do a recipe out of a cookbook, I end up writing all over my cookbooks because then it helps you know how you changed it. Whenever I try a recipe, homework, doing homework and watching some painting. Yeah, watching some painting, talking about food. Hey, it's a thing. Tasting history. No, I've not seen tasting history. What is tasting history? And yes, under construction, I totally deserve that. Is it available streaming some way? Streaming on YouTube. Okay. Let's see what I need to do now. All right, where's it? Let me grab something to write this down on. No, there we go. There's a piece of paper. All right. See, I'm going to write this down. Here we go. So I remember this because that sounds awesome. Tasting history. Apologize for my garbage handwriting. On YouTube. There we go. Now I'll now remember to do it. I'll go check that out because that sounds delicious. What in the? I mean, I thought a cockatrice is a fantasy creature. Is it also a dish? He shows a pick. By pick, do you mean pig? Pig. Okay, good. Context clues. I got you. Alrighty. Stick metallics and then the cloak, and then he's good. All right. Ooh, history YouTubers. That sounds like fun. Polished silver. Oh, yeah. There we go. History YouTubers. Sounds like a lot of fun. Oh, I got some rainbow puke here. Oh no, oh no. I know, pretty rainbow puke. But it makes it really hard to see what I'm doing here. Oh, Kimberly, we got the rainbow puke button there. Okay, we're back. It happens with technology sometimes. This has been happening less often lately, so that's good. All righty. I think we just got to do his cloak, then we're good. All right. Cloak time. Cloak and the area down the basin there. You know what? I think I'm actually going to go and hit that down there a little bit. So I'm going down here and I'm doing the dry brushing on the dirt in there so that I don't mess up everything else after I think I'm all done. Because I'd rather go down in there, get this stuff that's down by his feet and whatnot, and kind of hit the highlight, dry brush to get a little bit of color into the dirt down by his feet. Gotta double check. What color did I go up to with that? Okay, cool. Before I, finish it off down here and then mess it up. Yep, so let's get a little bit of that. Gonna take a little bit of this. So I love this stuff. This is Nurgle's Rot. I don't know if they make this stuff anymore. I can't find it in my local shop. Does anyone who's used this know if Citadel still makes the Nurgle's Rot, or am I like down to my last? Is this a discontinued paint? Anyone know? So I'm putting a little bit of the gloops of this into the base there. So that I don't have to worry about getting it on somewhere else. He's going to be standing in some goopy water. go. So I was just putting a little bit of the gloopiness down there. So now I'm going to go and start highlighting up the cloak. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, cool. Hydration. There we go. Okay. So I'm going in here doing a starting the mid-tones on the fur here. I gave him a quick dry brush earlier to kind of bring it out, but then it helps. I actually really like to go in and go with more of a kind of a glazing approach to the fur too. Just layer in highlights on the fur. Because if you go in with, if you just do dry brush exclusively on the fur, it looks dusty. but also it ends up getting looks a little too uniform then a lot of the times. So I'll hit it with a dry brush just to kind of get a little bit of that extra tone in there. But then I go back and I hit it with all of the going full on layered up, which takes some time when it comes to furs because there's a lot of detail to it. But I think it's worth it. I am going to look at my reference for scar here again. Scar, that's what we're looking at here. You know what? I think if I go in and add a little bit of that around, yeah. Let's do this. This is going to be interesting. Let's go for it. Yeah, around his muzzle there. Oh, yeah, that's going to make him look a whole lot more like Scar. Hey, Dead Aussie Gamer, how you doing, man? Thanks for stopping by. How you doing? Oh, yeah, it's really going to break that up nicely. Oh, thank you. Thank you. And this is Hunter number 2. I finished this guy up on stream the other day. I've just got to do the basing. I'm going to add a little bit of some tufts of long grass on there. So, you know. So I got Mufasa and I got Scar here. This one is actually going to get a polar bear pelt because polar bears are scary. Because, like, seriously, polar bears, one of the scariest animals in the world, as far as I'm concerned. Because they're one of the few things that will actively hunt a human. Oh, yeah. Seriously, right? Like, I mean, yeah, you can get most predators at some point could end up hunting a human because, quite frankly, we're squishy pink and don't have a lot of natural defenses other than, technology. But most of the time, most predators won't hunt humans because there's just more things readily available. We're not their natural prey anymore. And if something's hunting a human, it's because there's something else going on there. But polar bears will actually hunt humans if there's other prey available. Which, quite frankly, is terrifying. And that's why, oh yeah, part of it is because food is becoming so scarce that they're. Oh no! So the thing is, even when Arctic exploration was first starting, so even before their food was becoming scarce, they would actually hunt Arctic explorers. Even when other food sources were available. You see, Dead Aussie Gamer, you don't have to worry about it. You're near the no bear circle. I live closer to the bear circle. Which, for those of you, yay, stable connection. Drop bear. Yeah, those aren't really bears though. But so for those who don't know, fun thing, I'm going to tell you some delightful, delightful bear facts today. So I can't remember which is Greek and which one's Latin, but Ursus and Arctus are, one of them's Greek, one of them's Latin, both of them for bear. So the Arctic Circle is Arctus is not named for the circle. The circle is named for the bears. The Arctic Circle literally means the circle that has bears in it. The Antarctic Circle is the circle where there are no bears. Antarctica literally translates to the land where there are no bears. So if you really want to avoid bears, go to Antarctica because it's the land of no bears. Also, the scientific name for the brown bear is Ursus arctos, which literally translates to bear, which I think is hilarious. Okay, cool. Yeah, I get mixed up as to which one's Latin, which one is Greek. But yes, the brown bear is Ursus arctos, which translates to bear. The grizzly bear is Ursus arctos horribilis, which is the horrible bear. The black bear is Ursus americanus, which is the American bear, which is kind of hilarious to me. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Ursus americanus is the brown bear, which it's the yeah. 'Tis I, the horrible bear. Yes, that is the grizzly bear. Ursus americanus is the American bear. And the polar bear is Ursus maritimus or something like that, which means the water bear or the bear which can swim. Which is quite horrifying if you think about it. It's not just a bear, it's the bear that can swim. There we go. That's kind of looking like Scar there. Yeah, I'm glad I went and added that, little white beard on him there. Hey, under construction painting, are you still here or no? Because Kimberly says you love bears. Or no, you don't like bears. You don't like bears. I'm going to stop talking about bears. I apologize. Don't like bears. I apologize. Yeah, this guy's looking like kind of like Scar. Ooh, how's his Scar look on his eyeball, on his eye there? Let me see. Okay, so he's got the scar on his right eye. Yeah, I'm gonna add that scar because why not? Make him look like a Scar, right? Because I can. Oh man, I'm hungry now. I'm always hungry, but for some reason I'm suddenly feeling extra hungry. My tummy's rumbling. There we go. Now Scar's got the scar. Alrighty. Let's keep going on all of this. So you know what? I'm really excited to get. I can't wait for the new. What's his name? Lord Cooper. The new titled Lord Cooper box. I think that is the one. That is the title. The new Master title box that has not been. Was not pre-released at Gen Con. I am most excited for. I mean, anyone who pays attention to my stream knows I am Marcus's biggest fan. So I'm really looking forward to the Marcus and Lord Cooper box. Because I also love those Empyrean Eagles that are in there. Those look like those will be cool models to paint up. And they look quite useful. They might be my new favorite scheme. I haven't tried them out in game yet. But I think they might be my new favorite scheme. They could be my new favorite Marcus scheme runners. Because I feel like compared to the other Chimera models, they don't rely on upgrades. That I mean, this is also first blush. They don't seem to rely on upgrades quite as much, and they've already got a move of 7. So I think they could be a really, really solid scheme runner with him. And on a painting standpoint, well, they're a two-headed eagle, so I'm all about that. Oh yeah, you know what? It's what we got to do. Get all. We need to get all of the clubs and all of the you know weird content out there. Because quite frankly, the world needs more weird. Because I've played many games and I've painted many things. But this stuff is honestly some of my favorite. And I don't just say that because I'm streaming here. This is the kind of stuff I like to paint. I love that. So I've got, the 3 Vitagi Huntsmen here. And I love that all 3 of them, that while even though they're the same model on the table, I got 3 different models I can use. And there's lots of games out there where you end up, hey, I've got, my lowly minions. Because these are, your low level minions. They're what? A 5-stone model? 5 or 6 stone? I can't remember off the top of my head. But they're a low cost model. And you can have 3 of them. And in a lot of games, you end up with, not a lot of sculpts. Shoot, you end up, with things where you got, high cost models where you got a unit of 10 of these and they're all effectively the same. And I think it's kind of, as a painter, painting, dozens and dozens of effectively the same model in a couple different poses gets a little stale after a while. And so that's why I really love painting this stuff. And when I talk about this at the store, that's one of the things I really use as a selling point to, guys who come at it from a painting standpoint, is that it's with this stuff, oh man, I don't get tired of painting this because I've got, I'm never going to need another a fourth Vitagi Huntsman because I can't bring one. So that's nice. It makes me happy as a painter. Yeah, so there used to be back in as far as a lore compendium, there was a wiki, the Pull My Finger wiki, but unfortunately that is dead now because apparently it just got too it got too expensive to maintain. And I could swear I saw someone was starting up another new Malifaux wiki, but I can't remember what the name of it was. Anyone know what the name of the newer Malifaux wiki is? Or I could be going completely insane that not actually exist. And it was some crazy wild fever dream. Bigger Hat, I think that's it. And I'm not sure who's leading the charge on that one. But I could swear that they've, said, hey, we want people to contribute and whatnot. So, McBluff, if you want to contribute to the world, the Compendium o' Lore, take a look into Bigger Hat. Which, not gonna lie, I hope that is it because I know many people have fond memories of the old wiki, Pull My Finger, but I always had a hard time recommending it to new people in the hobby or people who were new to the world of Malifaux. Because I'm sorry, I hated the name on Pull My Finger. It was just so embarrassing to recommend to anyone. Well, Pull My Finger apparently it was a reference to an action that Somerteeth had in first edition, and that which he no longer had in second edition or in third edition. And so it was so embarrassing to recommend to new players. Because it was a good source of lore as well as tacticas, etc. But I had a hard time recommending it to anyone because of the name. Oh yeah, well, it's because Gremlins aren't a real faction. But see, I can say that. So that was the joke at the start of a second edition. Gremlins aren't a real faction because they were, started an outcast and then they moved. They got their own faction. Well, I can say Gremlins aren't a real faction again now because Gremlins aren't a faction. Bayou is a faction. Gremlins aren't. So Gremlins aren't a real faction. No, Gremlins aren't a real faction because they're right. It's Bayou. Oh, hey, yeah, we're getting late on my time here. Look at that. There's my socials. Oh, goodness. We're getting late on time here. I got about 5 minutes left. So this guy is getting really close to finished here. I'm very nearly finished with this cloak. Well, I mean, very nearly finished with him. I just got to kind of go and highlight his cloak. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I may end up finishing off the highlighting the cloak off camera, or I might do it on, I might stream tonight on my own channel. Check out my channel over at, I stream as Guslado here on Twitch. So I'll probably be streaming tonight. I tend to stream on Monday nights there as well. I will be back here streaming on Play Weird on Thursday. Same time, same station. Kimberly, who do we have streaming tomorrow? Yes, I'll be back here on Thursday. Who do we have streaming tomorrow? I can't remember off the top of my head. Eleanor in the AM and Wojtek in the PM. Awesome. So yeah, since we got, this dude more or less finished up, and this guy is really close to finished, on Thursday, you can bet I will be working on this lovely Vitagi Huntsman right here. The lovely Lady Vitagi. So that is the plan. Yeah. Because, they need to I need to finish them up so they can get out into the wild and hunt down the perfect Thanksgiving turkey for me. because I love turkey. Love, 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 love turkey. For those of you who are tuned in who aren't in the US, it's because we got Thanksgiving here and we eat turkey for Thanksgiving. I'm not sure how much turkey the rest of the world eats. Obviously, they don't celebrate Thanksgiving. And I know Canadian Thanksgiving already happened. But I know like turkeys are native to the US. So I'm kind of assuming you don't get a lot of turkey outside of the US. I have no idea. Really liking how this guy looks. I'm glad I added the kind of the tan beard to the face of Scar here, and went in and added his scar there. I don't know. I think it's just a nice little detail on it. Fun details. Well, Easter egg, if you will. So yeah, so that is what we've got done today. And we're pretty much out of time here. So let me just set him there so you all can see him. But yeah, come back making a face rig. Oh, actually, that's I've done that before actually, but not one that live animates. I've done a lot. I've done facial capturing of phonemes and such. But my time here is done. So thank you all for tuning in. I will be back on Thursday. And everyone, tune in tomorrow in the morning for Eleanor. And stay weird, everyone. I'll see you soon.